Caleb just talked about the focus on execution that you already have this early on. What do you make of where the team is in terms of execution at this early phase?
Yeah, I can't really put a finger on why it feels like we're so far ahead. But maybe it's just the depth of the talent in the group has enabled us to do a little bit more situationally live. So it just feels like we got getting a lot of live reps scrimmaging. Um, just seems like much more than a year ago.
Yeah, for a group with a lot of new faces, how does the chemistry feel compared to other new groups that you've worked with before?
Yeah, I mean the chemistry I think feels pretty good, right? I think it feels pretty good. But it is like I don't want to say what I want to say. It's probably well, it's kind of complicated at times, right? Because even when I'm just going over like some late game situations, and I'm looking at all the different options, like, okay, who's taking it out? We don't have Batum as like our automatic guy. Like, what are our choices there? Like, need a shooter flying off here. What are our choices? Well, geez, there's a few. There's all kind, there's this, and then we need a speedy guy back here. We need this here. Like, I can move the pieces a lot, and I guess it's not complicated. It's a little time consuming. I think it's a little experimental. Take a little time to figure out exactly what maybe is the best option, and then the next best, or maybe it's a thing where we can move positions and make it a little harder to scout. Geez, that was a long answer for that, wasn't it?
Yeah, whatever.
Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
Nick, at Media Day, Jeff Dowtin talked about the relationship he has with you and
Yep.
the trust that you two have built, time in Toronto, time here. I guess, what do you like about his game? What draws you to him, and what have you seen from him so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of things that he just does a lot of things really solid. First of all, he's a much better defender than people understand. He's really able to guard the pick and roll in a variety of ways against some really good players. Um, he's a run the team type of guy, right? And another thing that he's always done is he's always been like this late shot clock bailout guy on offense, right? When the offense is in trouble, he can find a way to kind of herky jerk his way in there and get something off, and usually makes it. So I think those are pretty valuable things. His 3-point shooting's improving too. It's improving a lot from 3 to 4 years ago for sure. It seems like it's taken another step forward here in the last year.
When you've got a bunch of new players, how valuable is it for you as a coach where you have someone like Jeff where if he's in a game, you can trust him to make the right decisions, you know what you're getting at?
Yeah, I think whether we had new guys or not, it's good to have a guy you can trust. I just have zero like fear or whatever in playing him. I just think he's got a really great head for the game. He's a winner. All those things. And his teammates respect him. Even the older guys, know he's got some game in there. So we don't have any worries about playing him.
Back to maybe the execution
Yep.
concept. Was there something in particular that when you arrived here, you're like, I can't wait to try this and actually get it on the floor? And how did that, like, I guess actually seeing it come to life, I guess, what is that?
Yeah, not nothing really that comes to mind. I mean, I think there's like broad things like just different guys bringing the ball up the floor, what that looks like, positioning. I mean, PG likes to bring the ball up the floor, and he's good at it, and he's kind of got a little package of things that he's kind of used to doing, bringing it. And then that would throw us into some additions for Tyrese. Obviously, he's off the ball, so that I think again, I think it's nice to have some variety in that because bringing the ball up the floor 100 times a game can be a very taxing thing to do, right? I'm again at this point I'm pretty open-minded. Like Caleb's bringing it, KO's bringing it, PG's bringing it, Tyrese is bringing. We got a whole fleet of guys bringing it right now, and just kind of seeing how they can get into stuff. So, other than that, though, back to kind of what I said before, I think there's certainly options that we have that are different. and I've got to figure out how to put those pieces, in the right places at the right time.
To that point, Nick, Joel has talked a lot about not obviously moving to the side, but trying to push Tyrese along, become more of that, okay, raise him up. Does that change on your end, like what Joel offense looks like, or is it iterating kind of off of what you guys already did?
Yeah, I mean, I think it more starts with probably a mindset Joel's talking about. Same, you guys heard me talk about it all last year. Like, I'm going to continue to push Tyrese to be aggressive, count shots, like give him goals to get to, keep raising those up. I think Joel can help with that for sure. Yeah, I mean, I would expect that we have a lot more variety in what we can do offensively, so you'll see more. I think we're always going to go to some really good places, but when you have more choices, a bigger menu, you're gonna have different variety to pick from.
You mentioned yesterday that you don't like to paint guys into certain boxes this early in the season. I guess how do you manage or balance figuring out what you have versus implementing plays or schemes at this juncture?
Well, we do a lot of stuff that, as you would probably expect in training camp, that's just kind of open play, right? It's not 5-on-5, it's 4-on-4, it's 3-on-3 or whatever. So you're seeing lots of different stuff that isn't like, okay, we got 5 guys out there and there's got to be somebody in each of those 5 spots. So you're seeing a lot of randomness and kind of stuff like that. And that's where it starts, just getting information. I mean, when we do get to some 5-on-0 stuff, we do a lot of mixing and matching. We run a thing and 3 guys sub in, 2 guys stay, 2 guys sub in, 3 guys stay, and all of a sudden you're looking at the lineups look maybe a little funky, but we let it roll. It's just because, I don't know, you never know, what it could do or that you end up that way sometime, and just getting guys comfortable to not I stand here my whole life. On this play, maybe you don't. Maybe we're small, maybe we're big, maybe whatever, and you have to shift out. So just gathering data right now, really. So.